Saskatchewan. It's a land of bucks, big bucks. It's the home of the current world record. Some believe it's also the home of the next world record. That's why Mike Hanback headed to this stretch of Western Canada.
When you travel up here from the States, one of the first things that strikes you about this whitetail habitat is just how incredibly vast it is. I mean, you're driving up and you just see it go from fields to more forest land to more bush. And then when you get up here at Grants, I mean, you're literally looking at hunting hundreds of thousands of acres, over 1 million acres. I mean, just think about that, how incredible that is when you come from back home. Maybe you're hunting 50 acres or 100 or 200 or 500 or even 3,000. And then to come up here and have the opportunity of stepping into whitetail habitat that is hundreds of thousands of acres. Incredible, it's immense.
When it comes to some of the best big buck real estate found in Saskatchewan, no one has any better property than veteran outfitter Grant Kuipers of Paradise Hill Outfitters. A student of trophy bucks and their unique behavior, much of Kuipers' hunting territory sits long past the end of the road.
We got really good habitat up here in Saskatchewan, especially in this northern part of the province. You get a little further south and it's pretty flat and a lot of fields and stuff. Up in this neck of the woods, it's woods. The deer like these woods. There's just a lot of cover. There's these big spruce bluffs that they'll bed under. There's the poplar trees. When you can get that mix, that's an ideal whitetail habitat. All right, guys.
Ready to rock and roll, Grant.
I'm ready, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Let's get at her.
Good to see you.
Good to see you again, too.
Yes, sir. I can't wait.
And all your stuff?
Yes, sir. I got guns, bullets, license, binoculars.
Put a lot of miles on this boat. I've used it way more than I ever thought that we would.
Really?
Yeah.
Fishing, hunting.
Fishing and bear hunting and
Yeah.
the whitetails now, you know.
The rivers then become the trails of sorts that allow hunters to reach the Saskatchewan monarchs that lurk in the vast expanse of the province's untouched wilderness. For Hanback and Kuipers, the chilly boat ride upriver was small penance for the chance to slip into an area where there had recently been extraordinary big buck signs.
Here we are.
This is the spot.
This is the spot, buddy.
Cool ride. I mean, cool ride.
Very good.
Excited, man. I'm ready to roll.
Here, Brandon, I'll hand this gun to you.
With the rut just beginning and the temperatures dropping, Hanback's timing was perfect.
Now, the whitetail up here in Saskatchewan, you get a good mix of everything. You get your good-looking typical deer, you know, your 4x4s, some big, strong 4x4 deer, some 5x5s, 6x6s, and then we'll get into these non-typical deer. We just got such a mix. These deer grow big. They have to be big to survive in this type of climate. We get a lot of snow in the winter, a lot of cold weather. If we brought deer from the south down here, they wouldn't survive, and it's just like us taking a Canadian moose up to Alaska. He wouldn't last 2 days up in that kind of a climate, you know. Big deer are going to grow big horns. The mass is the unique thing about Saskatchewan whitetail. Most of the deer we bring in are, you know, at least 4.5-inch circumferences. We harvested one here the other day that's over 6 inches. I've seen them as big as 7, you know. That's just mind-boggling to have deer that heavy, but I think it's just because they're genetically growing so big that they can put that kind of mass on top of their head.
This is my spot.
This is it, buddy. This is it.
It looks awesome, man. Look at that.
Yeah. Your blind's just right back over in there. Okay. It's just a little open meadow. Mm-hmm. And deer are just coming down there and feeding in that meadow. Mm-hmm. There's trails coming down through all over.
Okay.
So I'm not sure which they could come from anywhere. You know that.
I know that. That's right. That's what they do up there.
So it's late in the day, but we'll give her a shot. See what happens.
See what happens. At least I'll get used to my area and seeing stuff.
Feel it all out.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be good, buddy.
Thanks, guys.
All right, good luck.
Good luck, Mike.
See you later.
Okay. Saskatchewan and rifle season, this is pretty much a rifle hunting experience for me. There's some bow hunting in October and some muzzleloader hunting, but when you come up here, you know, it's basically a centerfire rifle game. And these are big animals, they're 300-pounders, they're brutes, you know, but really your deer rifle you use back home you're comfortable with will work fine up here. So anything from 270 to 30-06 up to 300 Win Mag, any of those work great. As long as you're shooting a 140 grain to 160 grain, even maybe a 180 grain bullet, it'll be fine for these big giants of the north. So your deer rifle back home, you're comfortable with it, come up here, sight it in, do fine. I was telling myself the whole time, I'm not going to shoot a deer the first afternoon. I'm not going to shoot a deer. I'm not going to shoot a deer, because one of the big problems people have when they come up here from back home, back in the States, is these bucks are so big and gnarly and gigantic that a lot of people jump the gun. You know, they see a bigger deer up here than they've ever seen in their lives, and they'll shoot it, and then maybe it's not quite as big as it should have been. And the first deer that steps out is just this enormous animal. I don't know what to do. That's a big buck. And for the next, I don't know, it was probably a minute. It seemed like 2 hours. I was just having this battle with myself to make the right decision. Can't pass that buck up. On that. We've been up in here all of 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And a big deer like that came out, and you're up here for 5 days, and you can wait and shoot a bigger one, probably, maybe, and maybe not, but he was heavy. It looked like he had some stickers. He was a good 10. I don't know. I think I made the right call shooting that deer. Studied him as best I could. I think I made a good shot. We'll just see. I'm going to sit here and regroup a little bit and just think about if this really happened. It's almost surreal. I don't know. Look at this place. This is unbelievable. God. Oh. Oh. What a beautiful animal. A deer like this. This is why Saskatchewan is one of my favorite places in the world to hunt for big whitetail, because look at the mass on that animal. That's 7 or 8 inch bases. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Doesn't have great long huge tines, and scoring wise probably won't score that great because of tine length, but this is one of the best whitetails I've ever shot 20 years by far, probably the best, because the character of these sticker points, the brow tines, all that. He's got good main beam, an old mature monarch of the north. Made a perfect shot on him, very fortunate for that for me and the deer. I may never shoot another buck like this. If I don't, I'm going to cherish this experience because this is unbelievable.
I pull up on shore, and John's standing there. He's like, "We got one." I'm like, "Well, great." He says, "Yeah, he's a 22 pointer." And I said, 22 points, you know, that just doesn't happen every day.
Grant's unreal, buddy.
That is a heck of a buck, Mike.
I'm telling you.
My gosh, look at him.
You know, you can come up here and hunt for 6 days, or you can come up here and hunt for 20 minutes. Some monster like that steps out of the wilderness.
He is unreal.
It's unreal, man.
God,
Yeah.
look at the points on him.
Unreal.
And the mass. Hey, Brandon?
That's a heck of a deer.
Isn't he something?
Isn't he? He really is,
That
buddy.
happened.
Thanks, guys, for all your help with boat hunting. It's unbelievable.
It was a lot of fun
Northern
for us, too, Mike.
Saskatchewan, lake's going to be frozen here in a couple of weeks.
Couple
so we're
weeks.
able to get in and make it a real special deal. So
We made it happen. I'm so glad.
that's right. Let's get him
All
back
right.
to camp, man.
I want to show
get
him off.
scored too. That's
All
right.
I can't wait, because all these points,
That's right.
he's going to score
Well,
up.
you're a big time scorer, and I'll let you handle that.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we'll push out a little bit, Brandon.
Okay, let me get these
Get your
things
case
here
in there.
lined up. He's the best buck I've ever shot.
Look at that mass right in the back here.
That is a buck of the life.
He's a monarch. He really is. Great deer.
I can't pass that buck off. The buck turned, and I saw these two gigantic dagger brow tines. I knew he had good mass and a couple of stickers, and I said, 20 minutes, 6 days, whatever. You see a deer like that, I made the decision to take it.
Are you kidding me? That's what viewers everywhere were undoubtedly saying when Hanback even hesitated in taking this monstrous Saskatchewan buck.
We only ran about 50 yards. I was fortunate enough to make a good shot. After that, again, it just got more unbelievable. Oh. Oh. I really couldn't believe it.
Fine buck, Mike.
That is cool.
Makes me happy.
Some hunt, Grant, huh?
Unbelievable.
How it works, you know, just getting in, 20 minutes, boom, big giant of the north steps out.
Wish we could have it that easy all the time.
Boat hunting, I know. And it turns out it's the biggest whitetail I've ever shot in my life. At 25 years of hunting all over the country, being very fortunate to do that. Every deer that I've ever shot is special to me, and I respect the whole experience and the animals. But this was just a true trophy buck of a lifetime. I mean, it really was.
I'm pretty sure with all his stickers and, you know, 22
Right.
points, scoreable points on him, Mike, you know, this buck's going to be, you know, I'm pretty sure he's going to go over 170, my friend.
And I was thinking about it.
You never know what's going to happen up here in Saskatchewan, and it was just unbelievable, you know. Mike's a hard hunter, and he deserved it. It was a great, great buck.
I'm telling you, you have got an incredible deal going, Grant.
Well,
Thank you.
Mike. Thank you guys for coming up. Enjoyed it.
Soup sounds good.
Let's go to get some soup. Okay.
It just all came together, and just shows what deer hunting can be for people. You know, you can work long and hard and shoot a big buck or shoot nothing. And you can come up here and go on some unbelievable boat ride experience out there on the edge, out of the box kind of thing. And then 20 seconds, you know, wham, the buck of your lifetime steps out. So I think that element keeps us all coming back, because you never know what's going to happen. And when you're up here in this big country, you come here for that reason. Just because something like that could happen, might happen, and I was very lucky it happened for me. It's unbelievable.